right, we're live. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Breakfast by the Bay. My name is Mr. Jeff, and I'm joined by Miss Megan, and we are at our Exploration Center and Aquarium right here in Newport, Rhode Island. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for checking out our YouTube page. If you could, it would be super helpful for us if you could like our videos and definitely subscribe to our channel. But thank you guys. We're super excited to be back for season 2 of Breakfast by the Bay. If you have any questions or comments during my presentation or lesson today, please let me know. And during our presentation, I can try to answer any questions along the way. But just if you're also tuning in with your school, let me know what schools are watching. We can shout you guys out at the end. But thank you again. Please like and subscribe our videos. And I'm super excited to talk about one of my favorite animals today. So my lesson is going to be all about sharks. And primarily we're going to be talking about sharks and their teeth. So we're going to look at a couple of shark teeth and jaws and talk about how their diet and how we can figure out what their lifestyle and diet is just by looking at what's inside their mouth. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll save all your questions at the end. We can check out our live shark, and I'll try to answer any questions or comments towards the end. But let's get started. So sharks are a cartilaginous fish, which means that they don't have any bones in their body. Their skeleton is made out of cartilage, just like our ears or the tips of our nose. And so the hardest part of a shark's body is actually their teeth. So their teeth are actually made out of calcium, or it's a material called calcium phosphate. It's pretty much calcified cartilage, and it's the hardest part of their body. And believe it or not, humans, the hardest part of our body is our teeth as well. But our teeth are made out of dentin and enamel, where a shark's teeth is made out of calcium phosphate. And so sharks have lots and lots of teeth in their mouth, and they also have lots of extra teeth and rows of extra teeth. So if they ever lose a tooth, a new one will just come and take its spot. It's estimated that some shark species will actually lose up to 35,000 teeth in their lifetime. So that's a lot of teeth that they can go through, but they don't have to worry because they have lots of extra rows of teeth to take its spot. You can also tell what a shark likes to eat and how it eats, checking out their teeth and their jaws. So we're going to go through some different species and try to figure out what they eat based on what their teeth and jaws look like. But there are 4 basic types of shark teeth. So one of them are teeth that are dense and flattened. So you can check out this jaw here. They don't really have any triangular teeth. They have this really dense flattened parts, and those are really good for crushing things. Other sharks have really pointy needle-like teeth, like this jaw here. And these needle-like teeth are really good for holding on to really slippery fish. Some sharks have these triangular shaped teeth that are really powerful and good at ripping off big chunks of flesh of their animal prey. And some sharks have teeth that don't really have a function at all, non-functional teeth, like the whale shark, one of the largest species of sharks, and it feeds primarily on plankton, so they don't really need teeth at all. So we know that ancient shark species have been around for hundreds of millions of years. It's estimated that some of the oldest species of sharks were around 450 million years ago. And we know that through fossil records. So shark teeth make really good fossils because they're so hard. They stick into the sediment and soil and fossilize over thousands or millions of years. And we actually have parts of a shark tooth fossil here. So these are bits of a megalodon tooth that's been fossilized. So the megalodon was believed to have existed on Earth 23 million years ago, and then it went extinct about 3 million years ago. So we don't need to worry about the megalodon being around anymore. But this is a replica of a megalodon tooth. And you'll notice that the fossils look like a little bit different color. That's because when they are being fossilized, they actually change the color to match the sediment or soil where they are stuck. But this megalodon tooth, so mega meaning big, don meaning tooth, these guys have absolutely massive teeth, And you can imagine if your teeth are this big, you also have to have a jaw that's just as big as well. So we have a picture here. You can check it out. So that is a megalodon jaw right next to our human friend, Miss Jessie. And that jaw is pretty much bigger than her whole body. So these guys were absolutely massive. They were estimated to be about 60 feet long. And they would eat some of the largest whales in the ocean at the time. So they would use these really large teeth to actually pierce through the chest cavity of some whales to crush their lungs and heart. They would feed off some really large whales. But the megalodon is extinct. It was extinct about 3 million years ago. But the closest living relative is the great white shark. So these are teeth from a great white shark. They're similar in shape. They're both that triangular. And the great white shark also has serrated edges on its teeth. I don't know if you can see right along the edges of the shark tooth here. They have those serrated ridges, and those act kind of like your steak knife. So if you're trying to cut through your steak, those serrated edges help to cut through. Same thing with the shark teeth. These guys love to eat seals and sea lions and other marine mammals, and those serrated edges help them to take off big chunks of that animal flesh. Awesome. So we talked about our megalodon, our great white. Now we're going to check out this jaw that we have here. So this is a full shark jaw from a bull shark species. And if you look, the top teeth look a little bit different from the bottom teeth here. So the top of their jaw has these strong triangular teeth. They also have serrated edges, and they're curved outwards from one another. And their bottom of their jaw has these really pointy needle-like teeth. So bull sharks love to eat mainly fish, but they'll also eat sea turtles as well. So if they need to cut through a sea turtle shell, they can actually use their teeth with their serrated edges, kind of like a hacksaw. When they move their head side to side, that turtle shell will actually start to get cut open, just like a saw would cut through their shell. And you'll also notice at the bottom of their jaw, they have these really large plates here. This is where the muscle will actually attach to their jaw. So they have really large muscles and a very strong bite force, one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom. They have really large muscles pushed down through their jaw. All right, I want to show you this jaw again. So this was a jaw from a Port Jackson shark, and you'll notice they only really have teeth at the very end of their jaw. You can kind of see these little tiny teeth here, but most of their jaw has these flattened areas to crush through some gastropods and mollusks. So they like to eat, one of their favorite things are sea urchins. And so with their jaw, they can actually break right through that sea urchin's shell or test and get to all of the insides that they love to eat. And the Port Jackson shark is a lot smaller. So this is a jaw from a full-grown Port Jackson shark. And you can tell by the size, this animal will only grow up to be about 4.5, maybe 5 feet long. And they live around southern Australia. But a local species of shark that we have around Rhode Island is the mako shark. Let me show you a picture. So the mako shark looks like this here. It has that really torpedo-shaped body, and that's because they're one of the fastest fish in the ocean. And so their jaws look like this here. They have really pointy, needle-like teeth, and that's because they're chasing their prey is one of the other fastest fish in the ocean, like tuna or mackerel or even swordfish. So they're going after really fast fish, and their teeth are pointed so they can hold on to their prey, and the fish won't be able to swim away or slither out. So they're chasing some of the fastest fish in the ocean. They'll grab them with their pointy needle-like teeth, and they can swallow their prey whole after that. So the jaw of a mako shark can get a little bit bigger than this, but their bodies are usually about 10 to 15 feet long. All right, we have another strange shark jaw we're going to check out here. It's a little bit broken, but this is from a hammerhead shark. You can see that hammer shape to its head, and their mouth is situated at the bottom of their head, and that's because these guys hunt along the ocean floor. So what they'll do is they'll sweep their head from side to side, and they're looking through the sand to find stingrays or other animals that might be hiding underneath the sand. And then having their mouth underneath their head helps them to just gulp up any food that they find as they hunt along the sandy bottom of the ocean. And you can also see they have tinier needle-like teeth in their mouth as well. Awesome. And the last jaw that I'm going to show you is from another local species called the chained cat shark. And this jaw is super duper tiny. You can see just how small the chained cat shark jaw is. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's even tinier teeth along the edges here. So these guys don't really need large teeth because they live at the bottom of the bay, and they mainly eat small things like small fish or squid and worms and things that they find in the mud. So they have a tiny jaw, and their body is also pretty small. They only grow up to be about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet long when they're fully grown. But at our aquarium, we actually have a nursery for these chained cat sharks. So we raise them from an egg to a juvenile to a full-grown adult, and once they're large enough, we can actually release them into the bay. And the cool thing about chained cat sharks is they live, or they're born in Narragansett Bay, but then when they become adults, they'll migrate, leave the bay, and head to the deeper parts of the ocean. So I'm going to show you our live chained cat shark that we have at our aquarium here. I'm going to angle this down a bit so we can check it out. You guys get a good view of our chained cat shark here. Sorry, there's a little bit of a glare. But you can see it has this chained, black chain markings along its back where it gets its name. And how's that? There we go. A little bit better view. And this guy still has a little bit more growing up to do, but his jaw would look just like this one here. So do we have any questions out there? I see hi here from Pell Elementary School. Thank you guys for tuning in from Pell. And homeschool students, thank you guys for tuning in as well. So if we don't have any questions, I want to thank you guys for watching our Breakfast by the Bay this morning. Please definitely tell all your friends, all your family to tune in and check us out. We're going to be right here on our YouTube channel every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. So check us out then, and we'll be back next week. So thank you. Please like and subscribe. Tell everybody, and we'll check you guys out next Wednesday. Bye, guys.